After the recent surge in violent attacks on numerous centre-right speakers, and having seen how the police usually do absolutely nothing about it, I've recently become quite interested in going to one of these events myself, if for no other reason than to capture evidence, to make sure that the police can't keep failing in their duties and getting away with it, and ignoring this stuff. And as much as it's completely wrong of them to do that, I'm not that surprised when the mainstream liberal media report this sort of thing like this.
Now to the UK, where demonstrators aren't just hurling insults at politicians, they're hurling milkshakes. Gwen Baumgartner's in London with more on how the sweet treat is being used as a tool of protest.
What? A tool of protest? You can't just invent new tools of protest whenever you feel like it, to suit the spin you want to put on the reporting of, in this case, a criminal assault. There's already many ways to legally and peacefully protest. And then there are crimes, which are never a form of protest, they're just crimes. The motivation behind these milkshake attacks is social and or political. And there's a name for this sort of thing. It's called terrorism. And we already have a widely accepted definition for terrorism, which is the use of violence or the threat of violence in the pursuit of political, religious, ideological or social objectives. If the cap fits. What's most ridiculous is that these same people who attempt to spin a criminal and violent act into something as benign and innocent as a protest, these are the same people who are constantly shouting about how mere words can be used as an act of real violence and can actually hurt people. No, they can't. Only actions can actually hurt people. The secret's in the words. It shouldn't be hard to work out. So no, a physical attack is not, and never will be, a tool of protest. You are the tool, and you're a tool of the radical left, which seeks to twist the minds of everyone you can possibly influence into accepting some kind of new system where we have one law for you and one law for everyone who disagrees with you. And it's precisely this twisted shit which infects every corner of our media, our education system, and our legal system, leading to what we are clearly living under now, more and more so, a two-tier policing system. I think it was Ronald Reagan who said, if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the form of liberalism. How right he was.
In the latest in a series of attacks on right-wing politicians, Brexit Party leader Nigel Farage was doused with a milkshake yesterday. That was actually salted caramel, if anyone's wondering.
No, nobody was wondering. But you had to say it, didn't you? Because it's on your mass media indoctrination script. Now, I can't even guess when I last watched a single second of any mainstream media channel. But most people watch one particular channel or read one particular newspaper because they think that's the type of news they want to hear, as if it's different from the other sources. Most people think that they make a choice when they select any of the mainstream media networks to absorb their worldview from. I've got friends who only use the Sky app on their phone. I've got friends who only listen to the BBC because they still fall for this lie that it's impartial. But I wonder how many people watch one particular channel while recording all the others to see how they compare. Not very many by all accounts, and that's just the way they like it, because that way very few people discover the truth about the mainstream media, which is that while the different outlets give the impression of being different by playing Punch and Judy to act out a unique perspective on lots of tiny irrelevant issues, they can and do all conspire when the need arises on issues which really matter to them. When the few people who own 90% of the media, at least, decide to do a job on the minds of the entire nation, or perhaps even the entire world, they seem to be very well equipped and fully motivated to do so.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about the troubling trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these things they simply aren't true without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. If these clips are not just a weird, statistically impossible coincidence, then there is only one possible explanation. It's deliberate. It's conspired. And somebody, somewhere, gets to write the script. This brainwashing process can be applied to absolutely anything they choose. They being the current oligarchs who wish to steer the UK, maybe every Western country by all accounts, in the direction that they want. That current direction is towards the radical left, as if you needed telling. I can't imagine how much further to the left it could possibly go. But then, I said things like that just 5 or 10 years ago, and, well, little bit's happened since then, hasn't it?